Are you ready for your kids to never want to eat turkey again? You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Free Birds.
We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
Who are you talking to?
This guy right here. He totally gets it. Look, see how he's nodding? A map.
They aren't gonna just write time machine on the... of course they are.
Patrol, we have a contaminant.
Copy that. What type, Agent?
Turkey, sir. How do we address it?
With cranberry sauce.
But seriously.
And maybe you won't be so keen to chow down either if this movie can live up to its fun and energetic trailer. And it is refreshing to see Thanksgiving get some attention for once, as these days it's become more of a gateway holiday to Christmas. Even I have to admit that when I see Santa at the end of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, I feel the Christmas season has officially begun. And speaking of Macy's, in order to compete with other stores, it will for the first time open its doors at 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving. That means if you feel guilty about eating turkey after seeing Free Birds, you can shop at Macy's, JCPenney, Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, and probably more on Thanksgiving. But while Thanksgiving and retail stores fight for attention, Relativity Media is also fighting for attention from you. The film financing company turned full-fledged movie studio is eager to get on the board at all. See, despite releasing 20 films since 2010, Relativity has yet to get one to the all-important century mark domestically. The closest they've come is Immortals at 83 million and Limitless, Safe Haven, and Active Valor each in the 70 million range. Free Birds is their first animated film, a genre that is hot to trot right now at the box office, and therefore, as a result, on the verge of overcrowding. Sony's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 hasn't even been in theaters for 2 months yet, while Disney's Frozen hits theaters at the end of this very month, on Thanksgiving weekend. That's why Free Birds, which is actually about Thanksgiving, opens at the beginning of the month. In fact, it was scheduled to hit theaters Thanksgiving 2014, but jumped up to take advantage of the spot vacated by DreamWorks Animation's Mr. Peabody and Sherman, itself trying to find some breathing room in this release schedule. Now on the surface, Free Birds seems like your standard animated blockbuster. High concept? Check. All-star voice cast? Check. Seasoned pro director? Check. But the animation studio behind Free Birds, RealFX, is not a seasoned pro. This is their first theatrical release after several direct-to-video animated films. But hey, at least they kept things cheap. With a budget of just $35 million, audiences won't have to feast on Free Birds for it to be considered a success. But will it make them want to take a nap? Uh-oh, I actually do feel kind of guilty now about eating turkey for Thanksgiving. I'm sure the feeling will wear off, but I'm also kind of sure I owe Jake and Reggie at least one turkey-free Thanksgiving, and maybe I'll take the movie's advice for what I should eat instead. I don't want to ruin it, and as you can see, the movie did get to me, eventually, but it took a while to get there, and I'm not really sure if the journey was worth it in the end. Because while Free Birds is certainly a solid film, I don't really think it's on par with what we expect from animation today. And what I mean by that is that the movie to me just wasn't big enough. And I'm not saying it needed to have big set pieces or action scenes or musical numbers, all of which, by the way, I think would have helped. But even with what they did have here, which I think could have potentially been enough, I don't feel that the team here of animators gave 100%. They didn't plus it as much as they could. Maybe they're still getting, their bearing on how to do a theatrical release, but I wouldn't even totally qualify this as a theatrical release. I mean, it didn't look ridiculous up there, but at the same time, I think that if I had to pick, I think this is much more of a rental than a movie-going experience. But I saw it in 2D, and there were a lot of people in the theater when I went, and it was an early morning show, a lot of kids, and they seemed to enjoy it, but I think they just kind of it's fun to go to the movies, and it's nice this is a holiday film, but they played like a ton of trailers before the movie. For instance, Frozen, the Lego movie, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and I think every one of those is probably a better use of time and money to go and see. But if you have the extra time, I suppose Free Birds is a pleasant, of the moment distraction. But I really do honestly, there were times while I was watching it that I was just like, I should really be doing something else. And that's never a good sign. So that's my review of Free Birds. If you've seen the film, what do you think? Did you like it? Do you think it's a theater-worthy experience? Or do you agree that it's a rental? And how do you feel about eating turkey now on Thanksgiving? Can you still go through with it? Write your thoughts down below. Thanks for tuning in for my review. And you can check out some other episodes right now.